I do animal healing, I do energy work, I do animal advocacy, I do vegan outreach, I do a mixture of stuff. It's all very much about the animal, but also very much about the human, because it's the human that I'm trying to reach, to help them to connect with the other animal. So my talk is about veganism as a compassionate lifestyle. So my first question when I wrote that was, well, what is compassionate? What is it? Is it a thought that you have to think about your words and your actions? Or is it something automatic that comes from your heart, that comes from your core? I believe it's something that comes from your core. And it's been strengthened more and more since I've become vegan. So I was vegetarian for about 25 years. And it was great. It was, I wasn't eating animals, I was doing activism work. I felt really, really good about it. And then I got unwell and I had time to explore more, and I found out about what happens to animals. I found out about what happens in the animal agriculture industry, and what happens to male chicks, and what happens to female cows, and what happens to pigs. And my eyes were opened and I couldn't believe that I didn't know all this stuff before. I was shocked. I mean, once you know it, it's so obvious, but until you know it, it's not. It's hidden. And I was really surprised that I hadn't known, and then I realized that as humans we're really conditioned. So we're conditioned into this idea that what we're doing is okay because it's what we've always done. And we are, our minds are influenced because we think it's okay. And we've kind of fallen into this trap where we've forgotten that evolution means change and moving on. We've kind of stopped. I hear so many times people say, but we've always eaten animals, we've always eaten meat. Yes, we have, but it doesn't mean to say we have to keep doing that. Does it? Otherwise, what about all the other things we've always done? Why aren't we still doing those? So as I've moved through my journey of veganism, I started to really look at what it is. What is it? A lot of people think it's about food. It is, that's quite a big part of it. But it's also about how you view life, how you view other beings, how you view animals. Now, I see humans as animals, so the two are equal in my eyes. They get equal respect. Don't divide at all. It's about the clothes we wear. It's about the products we buy. It's about the companies we give the money to. If we are really thinking about compassion, if we're really thinking about humans, if we're really thinking about wanting to feel good about ourselves and wanting to be compassionate, then we have to look at what we're doing. I'm losing my thread. We have to look at what we're doing in the world. We have to look at our connection. So when I talk to people, I don't want to make them feel guilty. I don't want to make someone walk away from me. I don't want to make someone turn away from me. I want to be gentle. I want to engage. I want to find common ground. I don't want to have guilt or shame or punishment or blame. What's that going to do? Before I was vegan, I didn't know. And the last thing I'd want is someone having a go at me or lecturing to me. It's just not. It's not compassion, is it? So when I think about compassion and when I think about veganism, I'm thinking about the connection. I'm thinking about the animals. I'm thinking about the beautiful goose that I met the other day. He's adorable. His name's Basil, and he's just beautiful. He came waddling up to me, wrapped himself around my legs, and wanted to be picked up. I was like, okay, I haven't picked a goose up before, but okay. So I picked him up and he cuddled around me, and I could feel his warmth. He was beautiful. He is beautiful. I could feel his warmth. I could feel his heartbeat. I could feel his life force. I could feel his curiosity when he was looking at me. At one point he was here, and I was thinking, don't you dare, because he could see my nose ring, and I was thinking, oh, but he didn't. He was just looking at me. That's all he was doing. And as I was holding him, I was thinking, you know, I love contact. I love it. And this is no different to hugging a human. When I'm hugging a human, I feel their heartbeat. I feel their life force. I feel their warmth. I feel them relax. What's the difference? There is no difference. It's the same. We are all the same. We all want connection. We all want that. So how do we get that? How do we move to a place where we are working from our heart? And as a lot of people have said, we're in a really amazing time at the moment. I mean, there's so much energy going on. There's so much of a shift. It's amazing that we're working very much from our heart. So it's a really good time to really start making those connections. I mean, have you noticed that you are more sensitive to your emotions? Have you noticed that you're getting more synchronicities? Have you noticed that you're more connected with nature? Have you noticed that over the last, I'd say 3 years actually, but maybe over the last 6 months? Have you noticed more? Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's when you are connecting with nature, when you are connecting with the other animals, you can't ignore that. You can't say, oh, well, that's just, I mean, what is it? You know, you're suddenly finding you have more of a connection with a dog, or that you are enjoying going out for walking in nature more. You're feeling the energy of the trees more. You can't ignore that. So I wasn't going to do this, but it's a bit harsh. So I go to slaughterhouses and I stand at the entrance where the animals come along, and I meet them before they're going to their death. Wow. I say goodbye to them. I say, well, I'm sorry, we're trying. It's a hard thing for anybody to do. It's a very hard thing for me to do because I am an empath. I do energy work. I have to shut myself down because it hurts so much to do that. It makes me want to cry now. It's really hard. And the reason I wanted to do this talk is because I don't want people to feel guilty. I want them to be excited about making the connection with the other animals. I want them to be excited about discovering this other world that we've got with the pigs and the sheep and the cows and the horses and the donkeys and the geese and the chickens and the anything and everything. It's an amazing world. It's really exciting. And when you connect with that being and you see their cheekiness, you see their little mischiefs. I mean, they love charging around the field. They love getting really dirty. They love having a skip and, you know, getting really excited that they've got fresh grass. They love smelling the air in their nostrils. When you see them, when they walk out and you see them taking all those sniffs in the air, it's just beautiful to watch. Absolutely incredible. So then by looking at that, you think, well, actually, you know, these animals are experiencing pleasure. They're experiencing joy. It's just amazing. But then what, so that also means they experience other emotions. So they experience fear. They experience pain. They experience trauma. Right, okay, so how does that go together? So when I'm meeting these animals at the gate of the slaughterhouse, and they're going to their death, and I'm looking at them, and I can see them, and I can see their eyes, and I can feel their energy, there's nothing I can do at that point, because they're going. That's not my role to stop that process, unfortunately. But what I take from that is to say to people, these animals are being born to be killed. That's it. How do people feel about that? When we're connecting from a heart place and we're connecting with this higher consciousness that is so clearly here at the moment. I mean, it's yeah. I've had conversations with people that 2 years ago would have looked at me like I was completely loony. And now I'm having this conversation with them. They're like, yeah. And I'm thinking, hey, this is good. We've moved on. That's amazing. Something's opened up for you. That's incredible. I want people to engage with that, and I want people to connect with that, and I want people to connect with the compassion, because veganism, in its truest sense for me, is about compassion. That's what it is. It's about seeing all beings, really seeing them. It's about having empathy for all beings. It's about communicating. It's about encouragement. It's about support. It's about bringing light into the world. It's about love. It's about passion. It's about, to me, it's about positive. It's not about negative. It's not, like I said earlier, it's not about guilt, shame. It's not about that. So, my message, I suppose, is to connect with all beings around you. Really go for it. It's there. The animals want to connect. We all want love. We all want compassion. We all want touch. So do the other animals.